Hello students. In today's video, we will see one more numerical example on final accounts, that is preparation of trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet of a proprietor. So the trial balance is given of Raman as on 31st March 2018, and we are required to prepare a trading and profit and loss account and a balance sheet after taking into consideration the adjustments which are given below. So in the trial balance, the first item is the capital with a credit balance of rupees 30,000. So capital we will show on the liabilities side of balance sheet. Drawings we will be deducting from the capital after adding the net profit or deducting the net loss. Purchases are shown to the debit side of trading account. Carriage outwards are shown in the debit side of profit and loss account. Purchases returns will be deducted from the purchases which are shown on the debit side of trading account. Sundry expenses are shown, they are the indirect expenses and therefore they will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Bad debts also are the indirect expenses and therefore they are shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Sales will be shown on the credit side of trading account. Postage, indirect expense and therefore it will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account. Wages is a direct expense and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of trading account. Bills payable is a liability and therefore it will be shown on the liability side of balance sheet. Discount paid is an indirect expense and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Land and buildings is fixed asset of the business. They are the fixed assets of the business and therefore they will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. Similarly, plant and machinery are also fixed assets of the business and therefore they will be also shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Creditors are the suppliers from whom we have purchased raw materials or goods on credit. The money is payable to them, so it is a liability and therefore creditors will be shown on the liabilities side of the balance sheet. Debtors are the customers to whom we have sold goods on credit and the money is receivable from them. So debtors will be shown as an asset on the asset side of balance sheet. Salary is an indirect expense and therefore it will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account. Investments will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Opening stock will be the first item that will be showing on the debit side of trading account. And cash, being an asset of the business, will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. After that, we'll take into consideration the adjustments. The first adjustment is about closing stock. Closing stock is rupees 10,300. Second adjustment is we need to create reserve for doubtful debts at 5%. Third adjustment is depreciate. We have to provide depreciation on plant and machinery at 6%. Fourth adjustment is salary outstanding rupees 400. Fifth adjustment is interest on investment accrued. It is rupees 90. And the last adjustment is wages paid in advance. It is rupees 50. So students, now let us see the solution to the numerical example. In the books of Raman, we have to prepare a trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2018. So it has two sides, debit side and credit side. On the debit side, we have particulars and amount columns. Credit side also we have the same columns. And we also have to prepare a balance sheet. In the books of Raman, balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. So this balance sheet has two sides, liabilities, amount rupees, assets and amount rupees. Okay. So we will start with the solution. We come first to the trading account. First item which we show to the debit side of trading account is the opening stock. So here debit side we write to opening stock. Amount of opening stock given is rupees 13,200. We write it in the amount column. After that we will take the purchases. To purchases. Now in the given example there are purchase returns. Therefore we will write the amount of purchases in the inner column and then deduct the returns from that. So the amount of purchases is 40,000. From this less returns. So the amount of purchases returns is rupees 1000. So we deduct the returns from the purchases and in the amount column we will write the net purchases, that is rupees 39,000. After that, we take the direct expenses which are related to the trading account. Now, in the given example, that is wages. So, we will take wages to wages. Now, there is an adjustment. There is an adjustment to be made on wages, and therefore, we will write the amount of wages in the inner column so that later on we will make the adjustment on the wages. So, the amount of wages is rupees 1000. We write it in the inner column because we have to make an adjustment. Now, there is only one direct expense. Then we come to the credit side of the trading account. Now, here we have shown the purchases. Credit side we show the sales. So, buy sales. Now, here there are no sales returns. Therefore, directly we write the amount of sales in the amount column. It is 60,000. Now, what we will do is we will leave one line over here, and here we have to make an adjustment. So, this one line and one more line for the gross profit or gross loss, and then we'll make provision for total. Now we'll not be taking the totals, we'll take the totals after making all the adjustments. Now after this, after the trading account, we come to the profit and loss account. So debit side of profit and loss account, we are going to show all the indirect expenses. Now in the given example, the indirect expenses to salaries. Now on salaries also there is an adjustment to be made. So we write the amount in the inner column 1500. Then we'll leave one line and then we'll take the remaining expenses. There is sundry expenses. So to sundry expenses. Amount is rupees 800. No adjustment. Directly take the amount to the amount rupees column. Then carriage outwards. To carriage outwards. So amount of carriage outwards is rupees 500. Then the next expense is bad debts. To bad debts. Bad debts are rupees 300. Then the next expense is postage. To postage rupees 200. After that there is discount. To discount. Now this is discount allowed 500 rupees. So these are the expenses which are given in the trial balance. So now we come to the balance sheet. First we'll see the liabilities side of the balance sheet. So on the liabilities side, first item that we'll be taking is the capital. The capital balance given in the trial balance is 30,000 rupees. We will write it in the inner column because if there is a net profit, it will be added to this capital balance. If there is a net loss, it will be deducted from it. And if there are drawings, then they will also be deducted from the capital. So in this given example, there are drawings. So we'll leave a space of 2-3 lines and then we'll take the other liability. That is creditors. Creditors are 8,500. Bills payable are rupees 3,000. So we have taken all the liabilities which are given in the trial balance. Then we'll come to the assets side of the balance sheet. Now on the asset side of the balance sheet, we'll write first cash. So the cash balance is rupees 500. Directly we'll write in the amount column. Then there are debtors. Now we need to create a reserve on debtors. Okay, there's an adjustment on debtors. So we will write the amount in the inner column. We'll leave one line space and then we'll take the next item which will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. That is investments. The investments are rupees 3,000. Then next item is the plant and machinery. Now we have to provide depreciation on plant and machinery. So we'll write the amount in the inner column 7,500. There's an adjustment to be done on plant and machinery. After that we'll leave one line and after that we'll write the other asset, that is land and building. Land and buildings. We'll directly write the amount column 18,000. Now we have taken all the assets which are given in the trial balance. Now we'll see the adjustments one by one. So adjustments which are given in the trial balance, after the trial balance adjustments are given in the numerical example. So the first adjustment is closing stock was valued at rupees 10,300. So the first effect of closing stock will be shown on the credit side of trading account. So we'll write here by closing stock. So the closing stock is rupees 10,300. This is one effect. Other effect will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. The closing stock will be shown as an asset. Okay, so after land and buildings, we'll write closing stock. So the amount of closing stock is rupees 10,300. So we have shown both the effects. The second adjustment is create reserve for debtors at 5%. So in the balance sheet, we have shown the debtors on the asset side. Debtors amount is rupees 10,500. So we have to create a reserve at 5%. So we'll write less reserve at 5%. So 5% of 10,500. It comes to rupees 525. So from this we'll minus rupees 525 and the balance will take to the outer column, that is 9,975. This is one effect. The second effect of reserve for debtors will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account. To reserve for doubtful debts. So the amount we have calculated rupees 525. We'll be showing it as an expense on the debit side of profit and loss account. After that, the third adjustment is depreciation on plant and machinery at 6%. So we have shown plant and machinery here on the asset side of balance sheet. So on this we'll deduct depreciation less depreciation at 6%. So 6% of rupees 7,500, it comes to rupees 450. We'll deduct the depreciation and in the amount column we'll write rupees 7,050. 7,500 minus 450. So 7,050 will be the value of plant and machinery after deducting the depreciation amount. The second effect of this will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account. We'll show it as an expense. To depreciation on plant and machinery, rupees 450. So we have shown both the effects of depreciation. Then the next adjustment entry is salary outstanding rupees 400. So what we will do, here we have shown the salaries on debit side of profit and loss account. To this we will add the outstanding salary. Add outstanding. So the amount outstanding is rupees 400. So 1500 plus 400, 1900 we will show in the amount column. Salaries plus outstanding. Now this outstanding salary is a liability and therefore it will be shown on the liability side of balance sheet. Outstanding salary rupees 400. Then the next adjustment is interest on investment accrued rupees 90. So this is a accrued income and therefore it will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. Interest on investment accrued 90 rupees. Now this is a income item and therefore indirect income, and therefore it will be shown on the credit side of profit and loss account. We'll leave one line here and we'll write by interest on investment accrued 90 rupees. Then the last adjustment, wages paid in advance rupees 50. Now wages we have shown on the debit side of trading account. Now in this there are paid in advance, that means they belong to the next year but they have been paid, they have been paid in advance, so we'll have to deduct them from this, less prepaid, you can say, which are paid in advance less prepaid. So the amount of prepaid wages is rupees 50. So from 1000 we'll deduct 50, the amount is 950, we'll write in the amount column. This is one effect. The other effect of prepaid wages will be shown on the assets side of balance sheet. Wages prepaid rupees 50. Now we have done all the adjustments. Now what we need to do is, first of all, we'll have to find out whether there is a gross profit or gross loss in the trading account. So what we do is we'll take totals of both the sides. The total which is greater, credit side or debit side, it will be written on both sides and we'll find out the balance. That balance will be either gross profit or gross loss. Now here in this case, the credit side total is greater. It is 70,300. It is greater than the debit side total. So we'll write it on both the sides, 70,300. The difference between this total 70,300 minus the debit side total, that will be the gross profit. So here we'll write 2 gross profit carried down. So the amount of gross profit is the difference. The balance figure is rupees 17,150. Now this gross profit will be carried down to the credit side of profit and loss account. So here we'll write by gross profit, it will be brought down. Same amount, 17,150. So now we have finished finding out the gross profit. Now the other important thing what we need to do is find out whether there is a net profit or net loss. So that can be found out with the help of profit and loss account. Same thing we have to do. We have to take the total of both the sides. Whichever total is greater, that will be written on both the sides of the profit and loss account. Now in this case, the credit side total is greater, that is rupees 17,240. That same amount will be written on the debit side also, and the difference, the 17,240 minus the total of the debit side amounts, it will be called as the net profit. So here we write to net profit carried down. So in this example, the amount of net profit is rupees 12,065. Now we have done two important things. We found out the gross profit, we found out the net profit. Now we come to the balance sheet. Now since there's a net profit, it will be added to the capital. Add net profit. So 12,065 we will be adding. Now the total will take in the inner column only because there are drawings in this example which will have to be deducted. So the total 42,065 will be taken in the inner column and then we will deduct the drawings. We have to remember to deduct the drawings. Less drawings. So the amount of drawings given in the example are rupees 5,000. So from this we will deduct rupees 5,000 and the capital balance will be written in the amount column, 37,065. Okay, now we have done all the adjustments. We have added the net profit, we have deducted the drawings. Now the final task that has to be done is to find out whether the balance sheet tallies or no. Take the totals of both the sides, the asset side as well as the liability side, and both asset side and liability side total should be equal, which will mean that the balance sheet has tallied and the numerical example what you have solved is correct. So we'll see what are the totals. So the total of asset side is rupees 48,965, and the liability side total, same line we have to take the total. This total also is same, that is 48,965. It means the balance sheet has tallied and the numerical example what we have solved is correct. So students, I hope you all have understood this example on final accounts. Thank you.